He was getting ready to graduate school, and him and his buddies went out. He just had his driver's license maybe for about 45 days. Had a few too many cocktails, racing back, and then hit a telephone pole.
Being 16 and totaling my truck and getting a DUI, like racing dirt bikes was out of the question. Like, I wasn't gonna be able to ride. At that point, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I did not want to have a 9-to-5. Like, I didn't want to sit in an office. Like, I was a kid and I wanted to ride my dirt bike.
He sits in third place as of right now, but look at the height right there, Mike Mason.
When he was 2, he was already flipping wheelers, standing on top of the tire without training wheels on a little tiny Fisher-Price. Everything Colby did, he did well. He did great in school. He made everyone called him the golden child.
We've got pictures of him jumping over the neighborhood kids and stuff like that at 3, you know, doing little wheelies and trying to do tricks at that age. Anything on 2 wheels he loved. He didn't like skateboards, any of that stuff. He was just a 2-wheel kid.
I would just ride all the time and set up jumps and just go bigger and bigger. And when I wasn't riding, like, I was either playing the Dave Mirra game or like watching old videos. Like, guys I looked up to was like Matt Hoffman, like Mike Metzger, Jeremy McGrath. Those were my heroes. Like, that's what I wanted to be when I grew up.
Yeah, we're a racing family. We started Raha Racing Brothers. Him and his brother would race. It was full steam ahead. I don't know how many trophies we ended up with at the end.
So when I was younger, like, it was all about racing. Like, that's what I wanted to be. Like, that's what we were working to be, was like a supercross racer. So grades are important, obviously, but like, racing almost came first. Yeah, that was pretty much it.
I think what happened was I pushed too hard. I really pushed too hard to get them to be at that level of training, riding every day, homeschooled them. The push was there to make it to the next level, which would have been the big bikes at the intermediate pro level. That's where we were headed.
Like, it was just a combination of things, like my parents splitting up, and then like I needed to get a factory ride and like get the support to pay for the whole pro circuit. Like, it would have cost us a ton. And like, all that together, pretty much I was just burnt out. Like, I just wanted to take the summer off and just go have fun, like be a kid and like not worry about it pretty much. Like, so I was 15, I moved into my mom's boyfriend's yard in a trailer, and basically like living any 15-year-old kid's dream. Like, I got to do whatever I wanted all the time. Like, sneaking out wasn't a thing. Basically just ran amok. BMX all day and whatever I wanted all night. So I just turned 16, I just got my license, and I was gonna get back into riding. Like, that's why I got my truck, and then ended up like going out partying and driving pretty fast coming home. I basically went off the road and hit a telephone pole going like 60 or 70 miles an hour. I don't even know how I was like good after that. Like, I probably should have died in that one. I don't know. Like, I hit the pole and it split my truck in half. Like, the pole fell over. I rolled the truck like a few times, and so I got a DUI, and that's basically everything I worked for. Like, I was gonna race for a living, and I pretty much knew like that was it.
He knew my story, how I lost my career from drug addiction, and he really opened up about his DUIs, and that's when I really wanted to be kind of like almost like a father figure to him, just kind of telling him what not to do, because I lost my career through all that.
I just didn't want to live like a boring life. Like I wanted to do something like that I liked. I got on my BMX bike and I started riding every single day. Like that was my new mission.
I think back in the day, he was kind of known as the BMX kid. He was just riding for fun. Like, I met up with him at some trails. He was doing backflips, did a photo shoot with him, and that's really where, like, we really started the friendship. Yeah, it was rad to see him from day one.
Yeah, so I wasn't making any money in BMX, and I needed to get a job, so I got a job at a sandwich shop, and then eventually got a construction job. And I actually liked the construction job. Like, the whole crew was cool, and I ended up learning a lot and like buying all my own tools, and that was what I was planning on doing. Like, that was my future, I thought. Things were going good. I was making money. I bought a dirt bike, I bought a van, I started going to the track again. I started feeling good on the bike.
Because I knew that this kid had so much talent. Everywhere, every time I seen him, I knew he was going far from day one, and he knows that. Getting home at 9 o'clock, doing construction all day, then he'd go ride dirt bikes for an hour the next day because he was so sore from working construction. Nothing was given to Colby Raha, man. He earned everything.
When I had first met Colby, you know, it was out in Ritchie Canyon. He was on a busted ass up bike, you know what I mean? Like, you know, I just saw him just riding so aggressively, and I just really admired the tenacity and just the heart in the kid, you know what I mean? He didn't give a fuck that his bike was all bent up.
Growing up, racing, like, wasn't that fun. It was more just like a job. Like, you had to do good, you had to train. Like, that's what it was a job. Now that I'm older, like, I'm out free riding, and free riding to me felt like how when I was a kid on a BMX bike, which was just fun. Like, you're out in the hills, digging with your friends, doing whatever you wanted, and like, you got props for doing whatever you wanted. It was just fun. Like, I didn't expect to make any money doing it. Growing up, racing, trying to find support was hard, and now that I'm free riding, people are throwing me gear, people are giving me free parts, like companies want to sponsor me, and I'm like, for what? For having fun? Like, things started falling into place.
You know, for me, it was just like, I have the facility, you know, and the amenities to, you know, give you an opportunity, and that's like all I want to do.
We heard XGames was going to have this new high air quarter pipe contest. It was a new event in Minneapolis, and they needed riders too.
I got a place for you to live, you know, and, you know, a course for you to ride, and you know, get physically fit and strong so that, you know, you can become a world champion, a world record holder, whatever it is that you're going to do.
At that point, like, I knew this was something that I could do, and I just buckled down and just started grinding. Like, I was out there every single day. The way I looked at it was like, I could get invited and do okay, or I could get invited and win.
So, just looking this calm, way to go, man. Good impression on everybody. He's going into it.
I rode over, waiting for the score at the end, and when I seen the TV commentator girl, she was walking up with the medal, like, straight up to me. I was like, all right, like what? Like, I just won the X Games, like.
A guy like him, struggling from the bottom just to get in, to all of a sudden be the guy, you know. Everything that he's had, he's really had to work for and just earn. So, you know what I mean? Like, you come from the bottom and you earn that, it's so much more appreciated.
When I got the medal, it was like all that work, everything kind of going towards it, but then not knowing if you're actually gonna pull it, and then pulling it off, it was just like the biggest reward. just grateful to be doing what I'm doing, riding my dirt bike for a living and competing with the best in the world. I felt like the hard part was getting to this level from where I came from, and now I've got 4 X Games medals and I'm healthy, and I want to try to go out and win some more.